Nathan Zegura here with a game preview edition of the 2-Minute Drill, brought to you by University Hospitals. This Sunday at FirstEnergy Stadium, the Browns finally have their first AFC North game here in week number 8, as it is the 4-3 Browns taking on the 3-3 Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, the Browns, of course, coming off of the win over the Denver Broncos and that mini bye week. The Steelers coming off of their actual bye week, and they have won 2 in a row over the Denver Broncos and the Seattle Seahawks. It's a Steelers team that's a little different than you're used to, but still many of the characters are the same. On offense, Ben Roethlisberger, the quarterback. He's getting the ball out faster than any quarterback in the NFL so far this year, and has the highest percentage of his dropbacks in which the ball comes out in 2.5 seconds or less. They've got 2 talented receivers on the outside in Deontay Johnson and Chase Claypool. Deontay Johnson, small, shifty, great route runner. Claypool, tall, fast, can hit those verticals as well. And now they've got, finally, since the days of Le'Veon Bell for the first time, a great running back. Their first-round pick, Najee Harris out of Alabama, has had a phenomenal season so far, averaging over 100 total yards per game, and he's rushed for just under 200 the last 2 games, finally giving the Steelers that ground attack. Both of those games, obviously, were wins. But this is a Steelers team under Mike Tomlin that is still built around their defense. Up front, they've got T.J. Watt, 7 sacks on the season. Watt, of course, leads the NFL in sacks, in tackles for loss, and quarterback hits since the start of the 2020 season, is one of the best pass rushers in the game. Our guy's pretty darn good, too. Myles Garrett, the current NFL leader in sacks. But in addition to Watt, they've got Cam Hayward there, and on the back end, former Brown Joe Hayden, and of course, safety Minkah Fitzpatrick. And for the Steelers, the number 20 is key this year, and I'm talking about the scoreboard. The Steelers this year are 3-0 when they score more than 20 points in a game offensively. They are 0-3 when they do not. When their defense allows more than 20 points on the season, they are 1-3. When their defense holds an opponent to 19 or fewer, they are 2-0. And for the Browns, great news. Kevin Stefanski at the podium on Friday announcing that Baker Mayfield indeed is back and will be the Browns starter.
Injury front, I think you guys have the injury report on Baker. He will play, he will start. He's met all the requirements medically. Feel good about that in terms of that process and how that went.
So you've got Baker Mayfield back. You also have back both tackles, Jed Wills and Jack Conklin. Now, Conklin is the only Browns tackle ever to hold T.J. Watt without a sack in a game against Cleveland. He did that both times they faced off last season. So big news. The offensive line is healthy. Jarvis is good to go. Nick Chubb is back. He is good to go. Odell questionable, but should be able to go. And then defensively, close to full strength. You are without JOK, obviously, on IR. Denzel Ward also out this week. The Browns hopeful, though, that they'll be able to get Jadeveon Clowney going, although he did not practice all week. Takk McKinley likely a game-time decision after suffering an injury in practice on Thursday. But this is a big one for the Browns. The division starts now. The Browns have 10 games to go, 6 in the division, 5 against teams that would be in the playoffs if they started today, and it all starts at FirstEnergy Stadium on Sunday. You can run the ball on this Steelers team. You can throw it on them. Other than T.J. Watt, with the loss of Bud Dupree via free agency this offseason, there hasn't been that complimentary pass rusher yet. So if the Browns can protect Baker, I think they can attack a back end where all 7 members, from linebackers, safeties, corners, are giving up a quarterback rating of more than 100 when targeted. This should be a fun one. It's Steelers week. It's a big-time rivalry. The Browns have won the last 2 matchups, looking to win 3 in a row, get their first win in the division, and get to 5-3 on the season. We'll have full coverage for you of this game right here at clevelandbrowns.com and, of course, on the Browns mobile app. And don't forget, Browns Countdown this Sunday, 11 a.m., live at FirstEnergy Stadium. Join John Doss, myself, the top dog, Hanford Dixon, and Gerard Cherry, getting you ready for this huge game in Week 8. And you get there early, get in your seats, and get loud, Cleveland. It's the Browns and the Steelers. This has been the game preview edition of the 2-Minute Drill, brought to you by University Hospitals.